Back again, and today we are testing out this beautiful medieval style hand-and-a-half broadsword. Let's get to it. You can see I've gone ahead and hand sharpened up both my edges here, so they're the only parts that are shiny are going to be those edges where I hand sharpened, just the end of the bevels. So I've also wood glued the handle and then done another burn just to give it a more aged medieval look and to solidify all that twine in one place. Let's see how it does. As we always do, got to start off simple, just with one little bottle, right? One hand. That works. Let's move up to 3. We do 3 quite often, so let's see. Looks like I'm still in the habit of turning up when I cut, but 1, 2, 3. So with the last sword, we were able to cut 9 out of 10 bottles. So let's see if I can stay straight on this cut long enough to get through all 10. I don't know if you guys can hear that ring every time the sword cuts, but it rings like a bell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. So yeah, that actually made it through all 10. That cut beautifully. Let's try a rising cut with the back edge. Beautiful. What about the step across back edge cut? Well, I just sliced the crap out of my stand. And when I say I sliced the crap out of my stand, I mean I sliced the crap out of my stand. This is some really, really hard foam. And there's an aluminum riser back there. You can actually see where the blade scraped across that aluminum riser and actually cut chunks out of that aluminum. And it still stayed sharp enough after doing, still stayed sharp enough after doing all that to keep cutting what it cuts next. You can see where I've slashed in my stand quite a few times before on accident with swords doing these cutting tests. But that's right through the foam and into the aluminum. That's pretty impressive. And just to show you guys, it didn't take any damage doing all this cutting or going through that stand and chopping into the aluminum. It's dirty and wet, but it just didn't care. There we go. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Worked beautifully. Literally just cut the cap right off of that one. Since I obviously can't cut through 3 in a row, let's try 2. Alright, you know what? That worked out really well. Let's go for 3. Whew. Still going up, as you can see, but I managed to get all 3. Let's just finish disassembling these one by one, shall we? If you've never cut something with a sword before, I cannot express to you the sheer joy that is cutting with swords. Like, why waste your time playing video games where this isn't real? Just been having too much fun with this sword, to be honest. I already cleaned up the rest of the bottles and grabbed some 2 liters just for fun. Cutting with swords is something that is almost primal, I think. It's something that dates back through human history. We've used these weapons and these tools for a very long time for so many purposes. It's just something fun to do. And it's a good skill to learn. You never know when you might need to swing a stick at somebody in self-defense. And if you're using a sword to practice your cutting and your technique, that simple stick becomes a lot more threatening. But this, my friends, is no simple stick. So this was forged out and put together in the last two videos. If you guys want to see how I made this, go ahead and check those out. This will be available on my Etsy store for sale, so keep your eyes peeled for when this goes live. It's probably going to be up before this long form video is up. Hopefully it's still around to buy if somebody else hasn't gotten to it first. But this beautiful medieval war sword is very functional. Cuts really well through all kinds of targets. I have a battlefield style mess going on here now. And as I always do, here is a nice little tour of the devastation of all the stuff that got cut with this sword today. All clean cuts, as you can see. So all in all, I would say our sword functioned beautifully. Those edges being shined up really makes that whole design pop, because you have those nice, bright, shiny, threatening edges on this nice, dark, beautiful sword here. So this will be another one in the Black Blades series that will be going up on my Etsy store. These are more tarnish resistant than your typical swords because they are gun blued, so that prevents rust on the flats and on the guards. And this wood glue and burn that I did on the handle is kind of like tar and pitching an old handle, so it helps waterproof it and holds all that twine together as one piece. It isn't very squishy. It is a little bit squishy, but it's not very squishy at all. As I said before, this sword is very comfortable to wield, one-handed or two. It feels rather comfortable to use. I don't really have any complaints about it. Cuts just fine. Does its job. That does it for today's video. If you guys like what you've seen, you know what to do. Do me a favor, do that thing right there. And until next time, God bless. Stay sharp out there. If you're looking for a custom sharp object like a sword like this, check out my Etsy store. Link will be at the end of the video.